Chosen one, listen carefully. This is not a coincidence. God is speaking to you now. He is saying that this is hurting you every single day. If you do not release it now, it will continue to delay your destiny. If you are hearing this message today, it is because heaven has sent a divine interruption into your life. God is reaching out because you are carrying something that is slowly destroying your spirit. Here is the truth that most will never tell you. The very thing you refuse to let go of is what is blocking. What you have been praying for, you have been asking, God, why am I not seeing the breakthrough? And the answer is clear. Because you are still holding on to what I already told you to release. This is your moment. This is your divine wake-up call to throw it out and walk away from it. Right now, you are standing in the middle of a powerful shift, a spiritual collision between the person you once were and the person God is calling you to become. It is urgent. Time is no longer waiting. You are moving from wanting to receiving, but obedience is required first. Before I share this life-changing revelation with you, do 3 things, like this video. Subscribe to help us reach 1,000 chosen ones. Comment the number 99, not only for engagement, but as a prophetic signal to the God is saying, enough, you have cried for healing. You have begged for acceleration. You have prayed for breakthrough, but healing cannot enter where idols remain, and yes, even trauma can become an idol when you cling to it more than you cling to God. This is not about punishment. It is about purification. The new realm that God is preparing you to enter will not tolerate what wounded you in the last one. This is not a suggestion. It is a command from heaven. God is not asking you to kindly let it go. He is commanding you, release it now. It is killing your potential. It is delaying your divine assignment. With each day of delay, your spiritual vibration is being distorted. The time is not later. The time is now. And the chosen ones do not delay when God commands. Even as your body rests, your spirit remains active. Your energy does not stop when your eyes close. It pulses, it projects, it communicates with unseen realms. And depending on what surrounds you, that energy is either being multiplied or stolen. Yes, stolen. You are most vulnerable while you sleep, and the spiritual realm knows this. God wants you to understand that you have been attacked in your dreams, not because you are weak, but because your light is too powerful for the enemy to ignore. Every unclean item in your space, every unresolved emotional echo in your bed, every spiritual parasite in your atmosphere is feeding on your energy. That fatigue you cannot explain, the depression that hits before sunrise, the random anxiety upon waking. You are not crazy. You are under spiritual siege. Until you cleanse your space and protect your rest, your soul will continue bleeding silently. Every night, God is revealing this because your calling is too important. You are a spiritual generator. You are a powerhouse. But if your energy is leaking while you rest, you will wake up drained and confused. It is time to reclaim your nights. Speak blessings over your pillows. Cleanse your sheets. Anoint your doors. Sleep like a soldier. What surrounds you in your sleep will either empower or enslave your spirit. Let us be clear. What you are experiencing is not just stress. It is not merely life being. It is spiritual warfare. You are not being dramatic. You are under divine construction. The enemy is working to dismantle you before you fully rise. There's an unseen force draining you daily. The dangerous part is that you have normalized. You have learned to function while bleeding. You have learned to smile while leaking. You have been taught survival, not sovereignty. But God is pulling back the veil. You have been targeted, not because you are weak, but because you carry something this world has never seen before. That constant fatigue, the sudden mood swings, the unexplained battles. These are not accidents. They are spiritual attacks designed to distract and deplete the chosen ones. The enemy cannot take your crown, but he will try to exhaust you so much that you forget to wear it. Hear this. The insanity stops today. God is confronting the unseen. He is calling it out. He is commanding you to rise up and fight back with me. You are not crazy. You are not cursed. You are called, and what has been draining you is about to be removed by the power of divine truth. Your room is not just a place of rest. It is a portal. Many of you are unknowingly blocking the divine flow because of what remains in your space. God has shown me clearly that there are 3 hidden blockages that are preventing the supernatural from reaching you fully. First, clutter. Physical clutter creates spiritual confusion. If your space is chaotic, your soul cannot settle. God cannot move freely in disorder. Second, objects with spiritual history. That souvenir from an ex, that gift from someone who cursed you with a smile. That antique that carries old, unclean energy. Objects hold spiritual residue. Spirits attached to things, and now those things are sitting in your sacred space, absorbing your light. Third, unspoken pain. Your room is filled with emotional memory. Every corner remembers a tear, a scream, a breakdown, but you never cleansed it. You simply moved on, yet the energy remained. God is saying, cleanse it, anoint it, purify it. You cannot invite divine presence into a room filled with emotional tombstones and spiritual debris. If you want your room to become a sanctuary, you must treat it as a temple. This is spiritual architecture. Your temple must be holy again. Your soul is not just a vessel, it is a throne, and God refuses to sit where demons still dwell. This is not about sin shaming, it is about soul cleansing. You have been asking for elevation, but God is saying, not while you carry this residue. Your soul is saturated with old stories, betrayals, disappointments. The weight of the past is poisoning your future. Detox is not optional, it is urgent. God is commanding a soul detox because the next realm of your life requires purity of vibration. You cannot rise while carrying the frequencies of fear, guilt, or bitterness. Higher dimensions do not operate on survival energy. They are powered by truth, alignment, and light. This is why everything toxic is crumbling around you. It is not punishment, it is preparation. The soul must be light enough to fly. If you want divine downloads, prophetic clarity, and supernatural peace, you must create space for them. God cannot pour into a soul overflowing with old poison. He is commanding detox now. This is heaven's prescription for your elevation. You may have organized your calendar, your inbox, your closet, but your emotions remain in chaos. Heaven is saying that chaos is blocking your alignment. You are praying for precision, but you are operating in emotional distortion. God cannot align a vessel that is driven by unresolved trauma. Your heart is not only beating, it is broadcasting, and right now, it is broadcasting pain, shame, and fear. These signals interrupt the divine flow. Emotional clutter is dangerous because it hides in silence. The things you never processed, the apologies you never received, the words you wish you could speak, they live in your nervous system, and every time you step into your purpose, those emotions pull you back down. God is not punishing you with delay. Your soul is delaying itself by holding onto emotional residue. This is why He is calling you into radical, uncomfortable honesty. Alignment is not magic, it is mathematics. God is the God of divine order. When your emotions are out of order, your blessings become misaligned. You are not crazy for feeling heavy. You are carrying things that were never meant to go with you into this next chapter. God is saying, lay it down. Cry if you must, scream if you need to, but cleanse it out, because I cannot fill what is already full. There is a shift happening in the spirit realm, and God is calling His chosen ones to prepare. Not next, not when life calms down right now. The fifth dimension is not coming. It is already here, and to enter it fully, you must cleanse completely. This is not religion. This is the convergence of energy science, spiritual law, and divine obedience into one clear command. Here are the 5 urgent steps God has revealed. First, physically clean your space. Remove the clutter, the dust, and the old items that carry past energy. Second, emotionally purge. Journal, pray, speak the pain aloud and release it. Third, spiritually fast. Disconnect from low vibrational media, people, and habits. Fourth, anoint your body and your space with oil or water. Create sacred protection. Fifth, speak divine truth daily. Your words shape your energetic field. This is not symbolic. This is survival. These steps are sacred codes. When practiced daily, they will build your light body, open your divine channel, and prepare your spirit not just to survive in the 5th dimension, but to reign in it. Do not wait. Do not debate. Obey. Those who cleanse now will carry the crown later. God has been patient. He has been gentle, but now He is raising His voice. That attachment is tying you to a dying world. that person you cannot release, that habit you secretly enjoy, that identity you built from pain. It is your leash, and it is dragging you away from the promise. This is not just about letting go. It is about not being left behind. The old world, the third-dimensional system of fear, ego, addiction, and survival, is collapsing. The fifth dimension is rising, and God is separating the aligned from the addicted. Yes, you can be addicted to pain, addicted to chaos, addicted to being needed by people who no longer serve your need. God is telling you, cut the tie before the tie cuts your future. This is your final warning, given in love. The portal is open, but it will not remain open forever. With every moment you delay detachment, your soul grows. God wants you free. He wants you sovereign. But that cannot happen if you keep holding hands with what He has already. Let it die. Let it go and rise. You have trained for jobs. You have studied for tests. But are you spiritually fit for the realm that is arriving? The fifth dimension is not a theory. It is active, alive, and descending now. And only those with refined spiritual senses, clean emotional energy, and unshakable faith will be able to stand in its power. This is not a promotion for everyone. It is a transformation for the bird. Being spiritually fit means you have detoxed the frequency of fear. It means your thoughts are disciplined. Your space is sacred. Your habits must align with higher truth. It is not about perfection. It is about alignment. Are your choices matching your calling? Are your friends matching your future? Are your daily actions reflecting the light you claim to carry? These are the real measures of spiritual fitness. God is examining hearts, not followers. He is inspecting souls, not social status. In this new dimension, masks will melt. Only the authentic will shine. If you are spiritually fit, you will not only enter the fifth dimension, you will lead in it. But if you are not, the weight of the old world will crush what was meant to become your divine destiny. This is it, the final test before the shift completes, and the question is piercing. Will you let go, or will you fall back? God is watching your choices now, not to punish, but to promote. He is saying that your future depends on your ability to release what feels safe, but is not sacred. You already know exactly what He is pointing to, that thing, that person, that cycle. You have stood here before, at the edge of change, but fear pulled you back. This time, you must pass the test because the cost of staying the same is now greater than the fear of changing. Letting go is scary, yes, but falling back into old frequencies, old habits, and old pain is death to the divine within you. You were not built to repeat. You were built to rise. Do not be the one who delays destiny because they could not delete a number or walk away from comfort. Do not be the one who mourns what was meant to be a resurrection. This is your final test. Passing it will bring divine acceleration. Failing it will result in spiritual stagnation. Choose wisely. You have been waking up tired, even after a full night of sleep. You feel heaviness in the morning. You are having dreams that disturb your peace. Why? Because your sleep is no longer just biological. It is spiritual. God is revealing this to you now. There is interference at night. Your rest has become a battlefield, negative entity, unclean atmosphere. Even spiritual parasites can attach. During the unconscious state, if your room is unguarded, if your mind is not cleansed before bed, if you fall asleep scrolling through toxic content, you are inviting spiritual noise, and that noise weakens your signal. It corrupts your clarity. It brings confusion. You are not weak. You are being interfered with. But God is not only warning, He is empowering you. Anoint your pillows. Speak declarations before bed. Command your angels to stand watch. Fill your atmosphere with worship, with stillness, with truth. Reclaim your nights, because rest is not just about sleep. It is about spiritual repair. And interference can no longer be tolerated. Every room you enter, every chair you sit on, every mirror you look into holds energy. Your living space is either accelerating your awakening or slowly killing. God is telling His chosen ones today, clear it or collapse under its weight. Your space is not neutral. It is a spiritual gateway. And right now your space is either open to the divine or leaking into the demonic. That pile of old clothes, that forgotten corner you have not touched in weeks, that television blasting darkness into your atmosphere. This is not just mess, it is magnetizing spiritual interference. What surrounds you affects what enters you. This is quantum law. God built this universe on spiritual laws, not emotional excuses. If you desire divine downloads, prophetic clarity, and creative power, then your environment must match your energy deciliter. Purge. Redesign your space as if it is heaven's waiting room. Because it is. Until your atmosphere is clean, your anointing will remain capped. Clear it now, or collapse under what you refuse to change. That mindset you keep feeding, that relationship you keep nurturing, that bad habit you keep breathing life into, God is speaking with piercing authority. Stop feeding what I told you to kill. You are extending the life of something He already declared dead. That disobedience is draining your destiny. When God commands death to a cycle, He is not being cruel. He is protecting your crown. You are trying to resuscitate what was meant to be buried. Every time you feed that forbidden thought, that old fantasy, that lie, you are injecting poison into your own promise. This is not about being good or bad. It is about being obedient or You have prayed for freedom, but you have been feeding your cage. That ends now. Starve the fear, starve the craving, starve the nostalgia. Let what God killed stay dead. Resurrection belongs only to what aligns with the divine. Everything else must perish for your purpose to live. This is not the time for passive spirituality. You are being called to command your atmosphere, not merely serve it. God is telling His chosen ones, align, cleanse, command daily. This is the sacred technology of the fifth dimension: alignment of your thoughts, cleansing of your energy, commanding of your environment. These are no longer optional. They are divine requirements. Each morning you rise, you must align your mind with divine truth, not with yesterday's pain. Speak it aloud. I align with the higher law. I reject all interference. I am in full agreement with heaven today. Then cleanse. Move your body, stretch, anoint. Breathe deeply. Cry if you must. Let the stagnant energy exit. This is your soul shedding layers that no longer serve you. This is science. This is sacred. This is how you prepare for prophetic downloads. Then command. No low frequency may dwell here. I command peace. I command clarity. I command divinement. Say it until heaven shakes. You are not a victim of your atmosphere. You are its master. God is teaching you the rituals of divine governance. Do this daily, and you will not only walk in power, you will become the source of transformation everywhere you go. The world will not change you. You will change the world. This is the final word. Only the prepared will rise. It will not be the loudest. It will not be the most followed. It will not even be the most talented. It will be the prepared, the ones who cleansed, the ones who obeyed, the ones who released, the ones who aligned. They will carry the mantle of this next era. And God is not playing favorites. He is separating the ready from the rest with divine precision. The separation is happening quietly, in the spirit, behind the scenes. Doors are closing for some. Portals are opening for others. The difference is preparation. Did you respond when He said, throw it? Did you obey when He said, cleanse? Did you cry out when He exposed the unseen? If you did, then you are being elevated right now, in ways your mind cannot yet comprehend. But if you did not, the invitation may pass you by. God is doing a divine sorting, and your name is on the list, but only if your soul is in position. This is not about fear. It is about urgency. This is a spiritual emergency for the chosen ones. Let this be your moment of complete surrender. No more delay, no more excuses, no more hiding in pain. God is speaking with a voice like thunder. The gates are open, but only the purified will pass through. Are you ready? Heaven is not waiting. The shift has already begun. Realms have opened. Timelines have accelerated. The spiritual infrastructure of your destiny is already being built in the invisible. Even while you are still debating whether or not to move, this is the warning God has given to His chosen ones. I have moved. Why are you still standing still? What you call delay, heaven calls disobedience. And your stillness is not peace, it is paralysis. Some of you are still asking for signs, while ignoring the instructions that have been echoing in your spirit for years. You want confirmation, but confirmation has already come in the dreams and the synchronicities, in the divine restlessness you feel every single day. That fires in your belly, that tension in your sleep, that uneasiness when you return to what God already told you to leave. That is not confusion, that is divine propulsion. Here is the spiritual truth: when heaven moves, The frequency of your environment changes. The people you once felt comfortable with will now feel foreign. The job that once made sense will begin to suffocate you. Even your skin may feel like it is shedding, because your spirit is shifting dimensions. The longer you resist movement, the more your body, mind, and soul will rebel against stagnation, that anxiety, that depression, that restlessness. It is your spirit crying out, move with God. You do not need another confirmation. You need confrontation with your own fear. Heaven is already in motion. Provision waits on the other side of obedience. The time is no longer one day. The time is now. If you do not move, you will miss a gate that will not open again. God is saying, you prayed for the door. I opened. Now walk through before it closes. Too many chosen ones have confused their trauma with their truth. You have built your identity around what hurt you and forgotten who heaven declared you to be. But God are shouting today, your identity is not in pain. It is in prophecy. You are not the abandonment. You are not the betrayal. You are not the failure or the fear. You are the living fulfillment of what God spoke over you before time began. You are prophecy in motion. The enemy's most clever tactic is not destruction. It is distortion. If he can distort your identity, he can delay your destiny. And he has done it masterfully by chaining you to your wounds. You think you are broken, but in truth, you are being reborn. You think you are behind, but in truth, you are ahead of your generation. You think you are forgotten, but God never blinked. You are not a product of trauma. You are a carrier of timeless, divine intention. The prophetic blueprint over your life was written before your first heartbreak, before the abuse, before the loss, before the shame. God designed your life not around your pain, but around your assignment, and he is calling you back into the original architecture of your soul. The identity you have accepted must die because it was built in survival. But the identity God gave you was crafted in eternity, and it is time to remember who you really are. Strip off the titles given to you by pain. Let go of the story you keep repeating just to feel valid. Your identity is not the scar. It is the scroll. You are the prophecy that hell tried to stop, but prophecy always prevails. And you are about to step into the version of yourself that pain could never destroy. You keep hiding behind humility. You keep telling yourself you are not ready. But God is saying with thunder, stop playing small. The throne is empty and waiting. Your seat in the Spirit is not optional. It is assigned, and every day you delay stepping into it, you forfeit influence that was meant to shift generations. This is not about ego. It is about obedience to divine kingship. There are people waiting to hear your voice, territories waiting for your vibration systems. That will not shift until your presence enters the room. You have been chosen not just to heal, but to govern, to stand where others fall, to command where others collapse. You carry wisdom. You carry power. You carry divine technology. But your fear of being too much is silencing what God has called exactly right. God does not raise warriors just to weep forever. There is a time to mourn, and there is a time to rule. You have mourned enough. You have doubted enough. The empty throne in the Spirit was crafted for your frequency. And God is saying, take your seat, or I will assign another. This is not a threat. It is reality. Heaven does not wait forever. And the longer you deny your mantle, the more misalignment you will feel in every area of your life. This world needs your full power, not your edited version, not your socially acceptable version, not your humble, half-lit version, your full divine self. It is time to sit in the seat that was made for you. Not tomorrow, not next season. Now healing is not just about rest. It is about environmental truth. Many of you are still bleeding because you are trying to heal in places that are still hurting you. God says you cannot restore your soul in the same atmosphere that broke it, whether it is a relationship, a room, or a routine. If it is repeating pain, it is not your healing place. You have mistaken familiarity for safety. You have convinced yourself that because it is known, it must be manageable. But toxicity does not need to be dramatic to be deadly. Sometimes it is subtle, a look, a tone, a pattern that reopens wounds without words. And every time you return to that space hoping for peace, you are reinforcing your own inner fracture. Healing demands separation, sacred space, spiritual oxygen. And God is commanding many of you to get out, not because he is mad, but because he is merciful. Staying in the wrong place too long will train your nervous system to see pain as normal. But pain is not your normal. Peace's healing requires disruption. And sometimes it means walking away from what you prayed would change. You are not weak for leaving what still hurts. You are wise. And your healing will begin the moment you stop pretending you are okay in atmospheres God has already judged as unfit for your restoration. The enemy is not afraid of your potential. He is afraid of your voice. Because once you start speaking truth, shifting atmospheres, releasing sound into the spirit, you become dangerous. That is why life tried to shut you down early. The trauma, the shame, the rejection. It was all a setup to silence the sound that shakes darkness. But God is saying, open your mouth again. Your voice is a weapon. When you speak divine truth, you do not just encourage, you dismantle strongholds. You do not just motivate, you activate.